Welcome everyone to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host, joining the machine Hughes. Joining me as always, across the short pond, we have Tracy. Tracy, how's it going?
I'm all good. Thank you very much.
How was Easter for you?
It was lovely. Family time. Lots of chocolate.
Who could want more, right?
Telling you.
And, and across the big pond, Freya, who's had a birthday recently. Freya, how's it going?
Happy
Good.
birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday, Freya.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, dear Freya. Happy birthday to you. That's my best
Thank-
impression.
Oh, great. Well done, Tracy Monroe. Brilliant. Okay. Did you jump out of a cake for that? Or no?
No, not yet. I'm a bit
Ah.
tired for that shit.
All right. Okay.
But I do have the fishnets on.
Well, then I'll just let you know my birthday's in October, so I
Awesome.
expect cake and jumpage. Just
And
saying.
fishnets.
Isn't that just every day for me? But never mind.
True.
What a picture we paint. All right. The astute listener will understand that we're also a man down. Josh isn't with us this week. It's because last week the audio guy had a birthday, and in a peak of birthday wisdom, he went and sent Josh off to the Phantom Zone.
Goddamn audio guy.
God, he's such a douche.
He's such a douche, like.
With a little bit of luck, Josh might be able to beam something across the Phantom Zone and get his views on the comics that we're going to look at this week. So hopefully he'll be able to do that.
If
Come
you're
on,
out
Josh.
there, Josh, just say hi. If you're out there, just say hi.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
And we'll leave that there for now. All right. I swear this show gets more surreal every time we do it. It is.
It does, doesn't it? And a little bit more rude.
Well, I noticed the phrase not saying much, so. Right. Okay. So we'll start off with a book that's getting lots of comments. I guess positive and negative. I guess depending on your point of view. It's American Carnage. This is issue number 6. It's written by Brian Hill with art by Leandro Fernandez, colors by Dean White. The letterer isn't credited on our review copy, so apologies for whoever did the great work on the letters. We can't give you a name shout this time. Yell at DC for not putting your name on there. That'd be great. Tracy, this is your call, I believe, was it not?
It was indeed.
Take it away.
Well, yeah, I've been following this from the start because I just thought the premise of it was a very interesting thing. As everybody knows, and you've heard me say it a million times, I stay away from the online politics of stuff. But this book is just so on the nose of what's happening at the moment. I couldn't not read it. And we're coming up now to, especially in this issue, we're seeing the big players coming out, all the nasty, horrible things that are being said to make certain places great again, and how this person's downfall is going to come. And I really think it's quite a poignant book for a lot of people. It's not a read for everybody, and it is very, very politically charged. But I just think it's fantastic the way they're doing it. The lettering, especially, and the coloring is phenomenal. The way they're using different tones to change shading and light, I'm really digging that stuff. There's like panels where there's just no face and hair, and I know a lot of people don't like that, but for me, it's just adding to the intensity of this book. I really am enjoying reading it. I find it it's quite a huge insight, and then obviously reading people's comments on both sides of whether they like it or not. It's definitely an intelligent read for some, but if you're wanting to delve into something like this, if you are into that kind of more, if you're not a keyboard warrior and you want to just delve a bit more, this is something you should read.
Okay. Freya, your thoughts. If I remember correctly,
Sorry,
we've looked at this book already once, haven't we?
Yes,
The
we
first
have.
issue, yeah.
And didn't you absolutely kick it to the curb?
Yeah. I'm angry
Okay.
at this again.
I'm
It's all
sorry
right.
that I made you read it.
Don't worry, Freya. I've got you.
Why?
Freya, I've got your back. Next time it's Green Lanterns all the way. Just say.
No.
Okay, Freya.
Okay, so I don't like this book. I just, let me try to start with positive. Okay. I agree with Tracy. I kind of like the minimalistic look of the just using shadows, and then you have like the lips and the hair and just, the little pop of like the color or whatever. And I really do enjoy that about the artwork. It's very interesting. However, that's where it stops. Okay. So I hate this series. I even caught back up with what's going on just so I know what's going on. And I still hate this series. I don't like political things on either side. I don't align myself with any particular group or whatever because I like to keep an open mind and research stuff and blah 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 whatever. I'm not going to go into a spiel, but just so politically charged things from either side really irritate me because it just it just like
It doesn't belong in the comic book world.
yeah, it doesn't feel like it belongs because I always use comics as like an escape from reality, which is shit anyway. So why would I want to bring more of that shit in my life? And especially since I have like my family, let me just say, is a pack of mutts. We are so mixed with everything and everyone. It's ridiculous. So and then like I think it hits a chord with me a little bit more personally, which is why I don't like this series too much. It's because my younger brother looks nothing like me whatsoever. Like he is the complete opposite of what I look like. And because of that, people don't think we're related. And so I get the whole, well, you can't have an opinion because you're white and you're racist immediately because you're white. And then he gets because he's the opposite of me, they talk to him completely differently and are really nice to him. And he's like, why the fuck did you just treat my sister like shit? Type of thing. Like, you're related? But because he has like dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes, and I'm blonde, blue-eyed, and I'm freaking white. So with the whole and so this whole racist thing, and you don't know what discrimination is. My brother's been followed home because someone thought he was a gang member, type of a thing. My family goes through a lot of shit, and it's just. And my cousin was told to go home because her black husband was beating her, and she was just doing it for attention. So my family pretty much knows this shit. And so I don't like this book because it does hit so close to home with things on both sides that it just pisses me off because it reaffirms like how shitty the world is, and I hate the world. I don't like people.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Freya, I don't like people either. You're okay.
I like you too. There you go. I like you too. So
I like my people.
So
I like my people, but people in general are assholes.
So I like individuals, not people. I like individuals.
Right. Okay, good call.
Yeah.
So let me ask you then, before I delve into both of you then. Freya, I totally get where you're coming from. I totally see when you've explained it how the book can resonate, especially when you kind of look at it through your prism. I get that. Do you feel that the book presents both sides of the argument equal, or do you think it favors one or the other?
It kind of feels like it does favor one over the other, but that's just due to like personal biases for like the writers and whatnot, because you can't help it. And I understand that people naturally, have biases, and it's really difficult not to lean toward one way or the other with those. And it's even apparent in like history and stuff. It's just how people naturally are. And even if they try not to be, they will.
Okay.
One way or
Tracy, how do you feel? Do you think the argument's well presented from both sides, or do you think it's more one or the other?
I think they're trying to be as open and equal as possible. And obviously, as Freya said, obviously the writers are trying to express their own individuality within it. I think as a foreigner looking in, because this is an American thing, it really is. This book is based there, but the argument is worldwide. You know what I mean? But I think because it's so prevalent in the United States that's why it was something I wanted to look at. I have family who live there. My family have family who are, mixed race. My sister-in-law, her sister is married to a guy from Brazil. They have mixed race babies. My brother is Irish and his wife is American, and we have Irish American kids.
Can I just say?
I just think it was.
Can I just interject? I don't like the term mixed race because we're all humans. Mixed
Well, that's
race.
it.
Mixed race to my head thinks like it's one Vulcan, one human. That's mixed race. Spock.
True.
Damn you, Spock.
Spock was the best. How dare you?
Well, I'm more of a data kind of guy. Anyway, but you see my point.
I completely understand, and I just think for me that the intrigue in this book was because I live over here, and it was an insight to the way writers are thinking over there, and that's why I wanted to. That's why I've enjoyed reading it and understood what was going on to an extent. I completely understand why Freya hates it. Completely, 100%. And I think that's what a lot of people will get with this book. You will either read this book for what it is, or you will fucking hate it. And that's each individual's choice. And I do believe that Freya's right. This shouldn't really be in mainstream. This is not a comic book. This is somebody's political agenda and, trying to show the world as it is. And that's not where we should be, but I do personally enjoy reading it because I find it intriguing.
So I guess you kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit there. At its basis level, this book is about a broken man trying to fix a broken world.
Yeah.
The scary problem with the book is the rhetoric that Wynne has about affirmative action and stuff like that. Lots of people think like that, but don't say anything. And when you look on Twitter, for example, there is a shed load of vitriol against SJWs about people who are just straight white male and all that sort of stuff. It gets to the point where it becomes hard work trying to read something on Twitter without getting something, or a comic book without getting some opinion. What I'd say is that if comics are supposed to be entertainment, can we still not learn from entertainment? I guess Brian Hill, whose story is full of conflict, whether it be worldviews clashing or whether it be the lead character's fight to reclaim his life a little bit. Part of that is education. Part of it is presenting those two sides. And you've got the blonde babe who totally believes in her father's spiel, and then you've got the lead character who doesn't, and the two kind of have that impact. And I think, as much as we don't want to see politics enter in from an entertainment just for the pure sort of like sell comic book type things, I do think sometimes, especially with Vertigo, we get to use them as a snapshot of society as a whole.
Yeah.
And I think that's the challenge. I agree with Freya that it is an uncomfortable read. I'm as white British male as you can get. I live in the northeast where we have very little diversification, which I've said loads of times. So this book isn't aimed at me. But even so, I can look at the worldview and I can hear how Freya talks about her lifestyle, how her life, and how her situations has been impacted, and so I can totally see where Freya's coming from. And I think this book is kind of important to help people like me who haven't had that first-hand experience Does that make sense?
I understand completely where you're coming from with that, Johnny. That again, it's why I'm reading it. You know what I mean? I am, as you said, I am very much the white female who comes from a very stable background who and it's looking in through somebody else's eyes.
Definitely.
But again, I think everybody who loves their comics likes their comics for escapism. This is not escapism. And that's what you need to. That's what all you need to do is realize that if you want to pick this up, it's not an escapism. It's
so my last question on this book then is The West Wing. Everybody loved The West Wing TV show, and that's all about politics. Was that escapism?
I didn't.
You didn't like The West Wing?
I didn't like.
No.
Yeah, all right,
No.
Fine.
You love Freya. Look at us being together again.
Fine. I love The West Wing. That's fine.
I'm like saying you like The Good Wife. You know what I mean? Ugh.
What's wrong with The West? No, it's never fine. All right. Okay. Right. Next up.
I wonder what Josh would think of this.
I wonder what Josh would think of this. If only he was here to tell us those things. Oh, well, guess we'll never know. Right, moving on. Right. Batman Beyond, number 31. Ironically, this is Josh's pick. So, Josh, if you're listening, if you've got your antenna switched to TDC FM on your radio station, by all means, jump in, tell us what you think. Freya, we'll start with you first of all. I think Batman Beyond, number 31. All
right. So,
just to interrupt. I have got a special. There's something in this book that I think you'll pick up on. I'm crossing my fingers that you've got it, but we'll see. There you go.
Pick up on something.
No pressure whatsoever. But go for it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I didn't like or hate this book. It was just kind of whatever in my mind. I don't know, maybe I just wasn't in the mood to read it, but like, I don't know. The best part of this was like old man Bruce again, just drinking his never empty, glass of whiskey throughout the entire thing. It just has it in his hands and it never gets any less. So I really want them to make sure Robin comes back because let's be real, high school is kind of a joke in the U.S. So.
High school.
That one test, but I don't know. It's a nice build up for something. Artwork wise, and hit and miss. Because there's some parts that just looked awkward and kind of blobby, like they're clay figures type of a thing, and then other times they're really good, and but I don't know, everything was just kind of meh.
All right, okay, we got a meh. All right, so let's clear up some credits. Batman Beyond 31 is written by Dan Jurgens. The art is by Rick Leonardi. Inks are by Andy Parks. Colors are by Chris Sotomayor. Letters are by Travis Lanham. See, that's how you do it, DC. Put everybody on there. Cheers. Tracy, was the book a meh for you?
The book was a total meh for me.
Whoa.
Oh my God. It's like, I don't care. Damian Wayne has been a dick. We all know. Who cares? Oh, it was so just like, I can't be looking at the same crap. I just can't.
Batman Beyond. You think? Yeah.
Meh. Meh.
Oh man. Okay. Hard work. Hard crowd. Okay. So right. So I think I'm way older than the both of you. So back when I was a kid, I used to watch the $6 Million Man, and one of the episodes, there's this where he gets captured. He's put in a padded cell, and Steve Rogers has an evil doppelganger that goes out and does his job for him, and that episode used to scare the living pants out of me back in the 70s. I was like, oh my God. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was padded cells, which I could probably do with now myself, or the lack of identity. I don't know what it was, but it scared the bejesus out of me. This issue kind of did the same again. It's a classic misdirection story. My problem with it is the dialogue, because it's so obvious that that's not Bruce Wayne. That it makes an absolute idiot out of everybody else because they don't twig it. And up till now, everyone's been kind of on point. They kind of know how to solve crimes and go off and do their own thing and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of, I get the dialogue has to be like that to let us, the reader, know what's going on. But come on, be a little bit clever about it. Don't make the characters look like idiots. The villains, at first glance, I thought we were looking at future Deathstrokes, but it's kind of like.
I'm going to interject for a second because I got confused with my two Batman books.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I thought you had when you said Damien.
Damien, yeah, no. I got confused. I agree with Freya.
Too much chocolate. That's what you.
That's
had.
what it is.
You're the chocolate high.
Yeah. No. I understand the whole. Forever glass of whiskey. I understand that where she's coming from. Right. I wasn't too pushed for this book either.
So there's a spoiler for the next one, I guess. I'm a big fan of Rick Leonardi's from back in the Spider-Man days. I didn't mind the art. However, that Batman splash on page 1, Freya, look at his right leg. What is his right foot doing? Come on, I thought you'd get that.
On what page?
Let me get to it. I think it's page 1, is it not?
Where he's lost his foot and the other foot looks like
there you go.
Squishy thing.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
A squishy thing.
Yeah, I was looking at this book and I was thinking to myself, you know what? Freya's going to pick on that, definitely. And you didn't, you know.
That's how meta it was.
That's how.
I just kind of figured it was just. I was going to give it a pass because it's a poster inside like a hall, so I thought, nah, it's just a shitty poster.
But look at that right foot. What is it? I can't make it out. I'm like, what? What's going on there? That's an awful foot.
It's an awful pose. Even his hands in it, it's like he's doing a salute.
Yeah, he kind of looked Captain America-y.
Yeah.
Well, I remember. I think
Captain America doing a pirouette with a shitty foot.
Wait a second. Can we have a little bit of... Right. So I think this is a homage piece, actually, to a very famous 70s Jose Garcia Lopez or Dick Giordano poster that was kicking around, where he's swinging very much like that, although the perspective is the other way, so he's swinging from... he's pointing to our left rather than to our right. But the pose looks very, very familiar. So I think it's a bit more of a homage piece rather than anything else. From my point of view, but as I say, I remember the $6 Million Man from the 70s, so that tells you how old I am. It was a fun read, and I thought it was a fun read. I quite enjoyed it. I was going to say that I think the last couple of issues of this have been pretty good, actually, which surprises me because it's Dan Jurgens' name in it. Now I expect Cyborg Superman to turn up, but hey ho.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Yeah, Josh, can you hear us? If you can hear us, feel free, jump in. What did you think of Batman Beyond?
Hello? 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 Damn that audio guy. I swear when I find him, I'm gonna kick his little... Oh, hey guys. Didn't realize you were here with me. Glad to finally have someone here just to keep me company. It's boring. And I'm about to lose my mind. So, since you guys are here, I might as well at least share my thoughts about Batman Beyond 31. I mean, that sounds right? I think so. As you guys have heard me talk about before, I'm a huge fan of Batman Beyond. Always have been, always will be. This book, I liked it, but I didn't, if that makes sense. There seems to be this interesting dynamic now, especially with Bruce. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not, but he's changed in that at first he was all against Matt being Robin, and then very protective, and then throughout this book, it seems like he's training him, but not training him, if that makes sense. And it's almost like he's training a new Oracle. At least that's what I think. Kind of forcing Matt to think outside the box and be able to help Terry on his own. Really kind of putting himself in the position of, okay, what needs to happen? It was an interesting twist, if you will, considering how Bruce is so hell-bent on controlling every aspect of every mission, or at least that's how he's been up to this point. Now, I don't know if that's just because of what Matt has been through and all of that. And I wonder if this will create an even more dynamic in the relationship between Terry and Bruce. As for the artwork, very well done, especially the scenes where Terry is Batman. Those, I think, were the best. Leading up to that, though, not so much. For whatever reason, Terry looks a little, I don't know, he looks off. There's a couple panels there as soon as they go into Wayne Manor where they just, something was off. It didn't look right. And I don't know if that was just from the distance it was at, but it just didn't seem right. The lettering was well done. All in all, I'm still enjoying this run of Batman Beyond. I did like the fact that they had the tumbler in the Batcave as Terry was going on. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I sure did, and I absolutely loved it. So, all in all, I would say this is definitely one, if you've read all the books up to this point, this is definitely worth picking up. And just, I really like what they're doing with the Beyond storyline. It just seems to get better and better as we go. But at the same time, there are those moments where I was like, good. But for the most part, still a great read. This particular protagonist, if you will, has been, it's an interesting character, to say the least, to see that they can be separate and the same all in one. It creates quite the challenge for Batman, and I'm excited to see what they do with this character and how they can build from it. I hope, for the sake of the book, that we see more, but we shall see. And looks like I'm losing you guys. Hopefully I can get out of this damn Phantom Zone, because it's a load of shit.
Right, next up is Heroes in Crisis number 8. It's the penultimate issue, everyone. Ray! No one cares anymore, I don't think. Tracy, are you confused still? Do you know this is
No,
Heroes?
shut up.
This is the one with
Look, this is
this,
with Wally in it. I
yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
know, with
this
the
is the one that's
flashy
not Batman.
guy.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
not the
Yeah,
Batman
well.
one. Shut up, Johnny. I
So
don't
let me
care
well,
about people and
let me go through the stats before you start.
pause.
Right, so Heroes in Crisis number 8. Number 8 of 9. It is the penultimate issue. Written by Tom Nine Panels King. Art by Mitch Gerards and Travis Moore. Colours by Mitch Gerard. And letters by the ever-present Clayton Cowles. Whew, there you go. Tracy, feel free to insult away.
Good job, Clayton.
Harsh.
That's about it.
Is that all you're going to give?
I don't care that I don't care. I really, at this point, I'm like, Sanctuary can go away.
Harsh.
I'm a bit of a harsh bitch when it comes to this one. It's just endless of the same. Endless.
Is it endless? Because I mean, now we've got it. We found out what happened. Is it more of the same?
It's exactly the same. It's not like we haven't seen it before. It's not like we've read it before. It's like we were hoping to get something new, something maybe unusual, maybe something even different. But no, we get the same.
What about the emotional impacts? What about the idea that Wally's been suffering from PTSD through the loss of his family since Rebirth number 1? Any resonance there?
I just think they all have issues. You know what I mean? Go back to the infamous Batman when he's the poster boy for PTSD. But, you know, and you know these issues with them all going into have their little counseling sessions. I think that's fantastic. It's amazing that there's a mental health support for heroes. But give us a new story.
Okay.
Give us a new story, something different. Like integrate with it. If you want to go down this mental health road, do it properly. Talk about it. Let's bring it out to the forefront instead of using it as a tool to drive the same story. It irks me when with so many people out there suffering that they use these tidbits to pull people in and think, oh, he understands me. And I understand that's what Wally is saying. He feels so alone, but he wasn't. And then all he wanted to be was alone. But you're not projecting the right help.
Okay.
And I find that very damaging to people who pick up books like this, hoping to find something in it. When all they're getting is the same story.
So you feel you've been missold a little bit with us. The idea of this story was about mental health, PTSD. There are other mental ailments, of course. Harley is a particular case, and you feel that hasn't been adequately represented for the sake of a meandering storyline. Is that about right?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Great. Okay, cool. Excellent. Freya, Heroes in Crisis or Heroes Almost Over?
More like I hope it's over. But, oh my gosh. This book. I'm kind of on the same page as Tracy. I was hoping for more. Sorry.
It's all the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday. Hang on, let me fix that. That should not have happened.
Ooh.
So
do it again. I like it.
Oh my god.
Do I even have to talk about the artwork? Because the artwork's been consistently good.
It's a different artist. It's Mitch Gerard versus Clay Mann. So.
Oh well, the artwork is consistently good with these books.
Nice save.
So,
no one noticed.
Yeah, I mean, gotta start positive. So the whole thing, or I was hoping for the best in the first issue, and It's like, well, this will be interesting. And then the plot and the story just kind of stopped moving. It just kind of felt like it started turning in circles. And now I feel like they use Flash as like a Deus Ex Machina, and they're like, oh crap, we need to have a villain because we can't figure out how this happened. Oh, we'll just use Flash and he killed everyone on accident because he didn't mean to. But the Speed Force, if the Speed Force was that powerful that he obliterates everybody, then I'm pretty sure he would be more powerful out and about with people and not be kind of just the Flash.
Yeah.
He's just Wally. Where's Wally?
Wally! Because this is... Here's the thing, you know, if he missed his wife and his kids, which I understand is a horrible, horrible thing, and the whole rebirth thing still doesn't make sense with why people have different memories and whatnot, why didn't he just try dating her again? I mean, she exists. Just go start a conversation with her, be like, hi, my name's Wally. Nice to meet you. Can I be...
It's funny you should mention
your
that.
digits.
He tried that in Titans, and it didn't work very well. And that because he knew everything about Linda and she knew nothing about him, he moved at, ironically, super speed and tried to get past all the key points that you're supposed to get to in a relationship. So they said they'd be in touch, and then he had a heart attack, and then Titans changed, and he got knocked off the team, and from there, he's been in limbo for whatever appearances he's had in the Flash comic, which I don't think has resolved the whole Linda element.
The whole, just, he seems to be the character that is used for if they need someone for something. They just throw him. And because he even freaking kills himself. Like,
yeah.
I was like, so are you going to die in like 5 days?
Pretty much.
I was like, what's
I
happening?
future in 5 days, and I murdered myself. Okay, so does that mean he's going to die in 5 days because he murdered himself? And then why is everyone talking to Lois Lane? Lois Lane of all people. Yeah. Let me come out to Lois Lane. Hey, Lois, I know Superman's your husband. He's probably going to kill me. But, hey, I murdered all these people on accident, but I still did it, and then I covered it up and framed 2 of my friends. But I'm a good person. Yay!
Yeah, because, like, poor Booster, like, man, that dude can't have a break.
I know. It's just... And, yeah, this is not... And with the whole mental health thing, this is not the way to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right, so my 2 pence, or 2 cents, if you want to say it, Anglo-American style, is that when did Wally become so clever? He can set crime scenes to fool Barry and Batman, whilst also breaking down future tech so he can use Booster's time machine or time element so he can go 5 days. Now, if he was wanting to save the people in Sanctuary, why couldn't you go back to before he had his flash point, as it were, and just move them out of the way? No one says you can't go.
Exactly.
No one says you can't go back in time with a time machine. Why does he have to go forward? Ironically, this story, if it does concern Wally from the get-go, and we've still got an issue to go, it's still, up in the air whether or not that's actually going to be the case. Ironically, for a speedster, as I've said it before, the pacing on this book has been pedestrian, to say the least. And I find it really hard, I guess, to think that all this is just, as you say, going around in that vicious, that circle element. There's no 9-panel page in this, which indicates, I think, the difference from page 1. For in the last issues, if you've got a 9-panel page, it's because someone's talking to one of the Sanctuary dudes. And yet, this isn't 9 pages, so from page 1, you should realise that Wally West is talking to somebody else. And this whole plunderer thing, if you have to spend 3 pages explaining why you've used a term called the plunderers did it, then I think you've kind of missed the point of trying to make your story accessible to everybody.
I agree.
I like the intent. Don't get me wrong. I think mental health should be addressed. And I think mental health in superheroes is a way to get it out into the mainstream. I don't think this book is that version of that. And I don't like Mitch Gerard's art. It's too heavy inked. The colours are too heavy. Clayman, with his clean lines and smooth images, is definitely the way to go. Hopefully Clayman's back for issue 9. I don't know if this has been a change because of some of the press that Clayman got or what everything regarding some of his female figure work. I don't know. I just hope Clayman comes back because the book looks better with him in it. The big issue, of course, is that Wally's loss came in Rebirth 1. Apart from a couple of issues in Titans, nothing has been done with that. So I guess hats off to Tom King for trying to take that on board and try to do something with it. I'm not sure, as I said, if what's going to happen with this book. The only other thing I've got to say is it's taken us 8 issues to get to this point. Issue 9 has to cover the rest of the 5 days. So it seems like it's taken an eternity to get to 8 issues, but the last issue is going to be so crammed full of days just to try and make the point. And that's where that pacing element comes in, from my point of view, at least. It'd be interesting to read it all from issue 1 forward, all in one go, just to see if that pacing does hold true. But I don't know. I think if you read it all in one go, I think you'll find that so many issues are exactly the same. But that's just me. All right, excellent. Okay, so last up, we have Detective 1002. Is that how you pronounce it now? Is 1002 better than 1002? Am I okay saying 1002?
You could do it that way.
Yeah,
Right.
1002. It's written by Peter J. Tomasi, art by Brad Walker, inks by Andrew Hennessy, colours by Nathan Fairbairn, or Bairn. Letters by Rob Lee. Excellent, Freya. We already know what Tracy thinks of this book. Sounds like. Freya, what did you think?
Well, I'm gonna go with it was meh, just like Tracy. I mean, it wasn't so much like Batman Beyond was. It was a little more interesting than Batman Beyond was, but it was still pretty meh. Like, I don't know. I just I don't want to keep reading it. I'm happy. I was happy that Ace is there. I love Ace. Cute little dog. But so cute. I'm happy that they're actually showing the pets. I mean, come on. You have a huge mansion. You can have a cow and all sorts of things running around. No one would even bat an eye. Because that's what rich Yeah. Like, there's people near me that have freaking peacocks. Peacocks. For no reason other than they're rich. It's just the weirdest thing. But, yeah, he's rich. He can have a cow. No one would ask questions. They'd be like, okay, well, he got born and bought a cow. But it's just, the whole thing was kind of silly. And the fact that Bruce let Damien dive into the ocean or the bay by himself without any backup is kind of stupid. Also, when they tied Damien up, they removed his gear except for, the things on his wrists that can cut the ropes. But let's make it dramatic and let him catch the ropes on fire. It was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like, just move your arms and your little, I don't even know what they're called, the wrist blades. We'll use it. And then he pulls I don't know why he left his suit there. The other part of it, just the whole thing didn't make sense and it was stupid. It's a freaking great, you can see and hear people, Robin. Fuck's sakes. Just...
He's a great assassin. He doesn't mean he's a great detective.
It's true.
My ass. He'd walk in on the person while they're awake and get shot or something.
He'd be like, I am Damien. Hear me roar. Roar. Telling you. That's what you do as well. You just know it. He's such an ass.
No. Oh, yeah. Artwork I kind of like though, oddly. Like, I mean, there was some misshapen stuff, and Damien's ears are gigantic, but overall, I did enjoy the artwork.
All right, okay, cool. Excellent. Let's see. Detective Tracy, do you want to add anything to your previous comments?
Sick of Damian Wayne. I don't give a shit.
That's such a lie. You love Damian Wayne.
I love Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
He's such a shit.
That's why.
He's not. He's. I'm not going to make my statement because both of you will scream at me.
No, just make a statement. I'm not going to scream.
You are. He's a wannabe Jason.
Sorry?
He's a wannabe Jason.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We both know the best Robin was Steph Brown, so let's just leave it at that and just be done with it.
True.
No.
I'm only agreeing with you, Johnny, to shut you up because we all know who I think is the best Robin. So let's be honest.
Is it the dead one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Best Robin's a dead Robin. So
Best Robin is a dead Robin. Who's brought back to life to be another kind of weirdo.
You just imagine that DC editorials meeting this summer. What we need another event. What can we have? Best Robin's a dead Robin.
That's a great name for like a Joker, you know.
No. Copyright TDC. There you go. Just saying.
Copyright it now. Copyright that
Yeah.
is a great story.
Yeah.
That's a Joker storyline. The best Robin is a dead Robin.
Oh dear God, you created Batman. All right. For me, the continuity police are on strike again. All right. So first off, we have Bats being held by Gordon. The two weren't speaking over in Batman. Then we have Damien in the cave. When did that happen? Am I the only person that likes these things organised? I don't know. Probably. There's enough homages in the Arkham Knight to both Azrael and Red Hood, because you've got the semi-religious order, and then you've got special weapons matching the bat suits. It's there's like clues to whet your imagination, but it's obviously not going to be Jason again, unless it's Jason from another Earth. Oh no!
All the Red Hoods together.
Oh.
Whoever is in the suit, I just hope it's not another Thomas or Bruce Wayne, because I'm up to my back teeth of different bloody Bruce Waynes. Yeah. Can you imagine? I am the. You've had the Dark Metal Knight. I am the Light Knight. All right, okay, fine. That was Adam West. Move on. Next. I love the Aparo bit. Jim Aparo is one of my. Jim Aparo is my Batman artist. That's who I grew up with as my Batman. So anytime someone like Jim Aparo gets kind of nodded, whether it be a Bay or whether it be Giordano Street or Brayfogle Avenue or whatever, I've got to sort of like tip my hat. So well done. Brad Walker's art seems to mix the styles. There's almost some Batman the Animated Series elements in there, along with some Matt Wagner, with some of the cartoony blocky type places. Panels seem a little disjointed, at least the way it looks on electronically, so hopefully that might change when I get to actually see the book in real life. I find it odd. The colours are super dark, which is great because I like the colours they've done. There's a sort of like a dark element to the book all the way through. It's just ironic that the knight who claims to need the daylight seems to be living in darkness. So that's kind of a bit of an oxymoron from the get-go. But I'm still intrigued enough to keep going. I like Detective Comics generally. Tomasi is a decent Batman writer. So I'm kind of just going with the flow, see where it goes, and see what happens from that point of view. Costumes, shenanigans. Tomasi has had previous issues where Batman's ears have been used to do something and then claimed almost off panel back in so he can go in his suit. So the whole Robin and the gauntlet knives are just one of the many things. But no, my final comment regarding this is: has regular crime actually stopped in Gotham City? Because when was the last time you saw Batman solve a mugging? It's like he's born.
Yeah, there is no regular crime.
Yeah, there's no regular crime, is there? Nobody gets robbed. No one gets mugged. People don't
No
get attacked.
carjacking.
Nobody gets carjacked. Jewelry stores don't get robbed. Banks have all the money in it. All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, you get carjacked, but from like a super villain, not
yeah. Yeah, you can imagine Clearface needs a car. Yeah, bonkers. Can we not get back to like some street level crime, please? You know, I am a little bit up to my back teeth of Batman having to do massive things like Storm Arkham in Batman, and then he's in the Justice League talking to everything that's going on in there, and it's like, oh man, just get back to the shadows. Just get back to what I like about Batman. But you know, obviously that's not going to take as much as the best Robin's a dead Robin. So I'm happy with that. We'll just go with that.
Sure.
Let's go with that. And that is the books for this week. Does anybody have anything to add? I know it's on the other side of the aisle, but is anyone going to see a certain movie this week?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to see a double feature. I'm going to see the one that came out and then the new one, midnight screening.
Right, I'm revoking your TDC card for that. Okay, that's cool. Tracy, I'll see you on No Prize Podcast soon. Thank you very much. Freya?
Cheeky bastard.
No, I'm not gonna see it. I'm saving up all of my money for a different trip. So
Yeah.
How much does it cost to go to the cinema at your place?
it's like $12.
I'm joking. It's fine.
And I want popcorn, soda. So
If you don't want soda, the damn thing's 3 hours long. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You do not need to take a toilet break.
I do want soda.
I am unfortunately being dragged along to see it, Mrs. H. On the day the damn thing says, oh, tickets are free, she's booked 2 tickets. Thursday, 6 p.m.
That's because she loves you and wants to, you know.
Yeah, if she loved me, she'd let me
do
go
things with you.
But no.
Well, there's other things we can go and see as well.
Not 6 o'clock on Thursday, there isn't.
No, not on Thursday. I do want to shout out for the Under the Moon, the Catwoman tale.
Oh yes, that book's coming out later in. I think it's due a couple of weeks in first week of May. Yeah,
first week of May. Yeah, beautiful. I loved it.
What did you think? You loved it. What did you like? The story, the art.
I loved the artwork. I loved how simplistic it was. When it comes out, people buy it.
Right. So this
we'll talk about it more in depth if you want in the next one because it'll be nearer to the release date. But like it's 222 pages. It's a full-on big book, and it's got like 3 stories within it. But I really enjoy how it's drawn. So
this is the book that's written by Lauren Miracle with art. Thank you. Oracle with my in front of it is how I remembered it. Art by Isaac Goodhart. Freya, have you had a chance to look through this book?
No, not at all.
Okay, so there's your homework for next time. It's actually due on May the 1st.
Oh, see, we were even thinking it was later than that, so yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit later than that. But we'll do a full review of it next time. It's a young adult graphic novel is probably the best way to call it.
Yeah, definitely.
I've read it. The review will be up this week as an advanced review on Comic Crusaders, so go and check that out. Yeah, it's a fun read. I gave it 5 stars. So
you gave it 5?
Yeah, I did. All the way across the
board. Wow, Johnny. Look, you and me agreeing on something. Wow.
I'll say this right now. It's not my cup of tea in any shape or form. It's not aimed at me. It's not for me. But reading the book, very much like Freyja has real life things that impact when she reads American Carnage. There's things in Under the Moon that have real life impacts for me. So
you understand.
So yeah, I know it's not aimed at me, my 48-year-old self, but I think if I'd read something like this when I was at the age I'm supposed to have read it at, then I think it would have had a totally different impact. And that's kind of what they're aiming for. So credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll talk more about it next time. But check it out, comic book shops, May the 1st. So that's a week from when this pod drops.
Yeah.
All right, so go check it out. Lauren, how do you pronounce the surname? Did you say?
The same as you did. Yeah.
All right, okay. All right, cool. And Isaac by Isaac Goodhart, which is, got to be honest, a great surname.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, excellent. Freya, anything else you'd like to add?
Nope. You guys covered everything.
Woo! High fives.
Woo!
Josh,
Hey,
thanks for trying, mate. Cheers for trying, maybe, and hopefully, if you can get in touch with the audio guy, you can release you from the Phantom Zone. That'd be cool.
Hello.
Hello, are you there? Oh, the audio.
Is there anybody out there?
There isn't.
Let's stop now.
All right, let's stop. All right, so this is me saying, don't forget to check out UCPN for all your favorite shows, including a new Flipside Focus coming up soon. Tracy, you've got your Convergence, which is
we just dropped one.
Well, I hope you pick it up soon.
We just dropped one of our 2-part series on villains, and we will be recording one hopefully this week when it's going to be Star Wars versus comic books. Who will win? And we're going to have some fun people on the pod talking about that.
There you go. Get your votes in. Who would Darth Vader kill? That would be everyone. That's fine. Okay.
No, not necessarily.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. All right. Okay.
That's as best as I could do.
Great. Cool.
There is no try.
Well, that's a rugby team. All right. Okay. On that, I will say, this is Machine Hughes saying, see you till next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.